And you got to watch for friends. There's a little spider that was there, and I say he's little. He's probably 2 inches across there. Here's a little bigger one that I tackled next. You can see the reciprocating saw here in my hand. Add a long blade to it so that you can penetrate the soil. We just used a battery operated one, obviously, since there's no electricity in the swamp, but it worked really well. We went through 2 batteries and collected 5 trees. So I begin cutting around the base of the tree, thinking about the size it's going to be in the pot. This particular tree is probably close to 30 inches across from tip to tip at the widest point, about 30 inches. So continuing to. Alright, I jumped way ahead here, but after it was out and the top's been cut, this is really a side view. It's actually much wider than this from the other view. I wanted to leave this tree really tall to start with, because I may carve a top, or I may make this a yard tree. Alright, after we've collected them, we will put them in water or something just to keep them from drying out while we're collecting other trees or getting cleaned up, whatever it might be. Here was one more tree, and this goes to show you, my buddy looked for a really long time before he decided to collect a tree, and he found a really nice one, just because he was patient and didn't grow and grab the first thing he found. After you've dug everything up and you're ready to go, we pack them in big plastic bags, trying to keep the roots moist and wet for the ride home. Here's the biggest one we collected turned upside down. You can see it's still well over 6 feet tall at this point. Loading them in the truck, and yeah, that bag doesn't look heavy, but there's 6 feet of tree sticking out the other end of it, and it's really heavy. Of course, he was taking pictures while I was struggling trying to put this crazy tree in the truck. Full load. Once I get home, you can see in the background here I use a Fafford mix to start with. I don't put them straight into bonsai soil. This mix is basically peat, perlite, and some decomposed pine bark. I put them into, this is actually a half whiskey barrel container. I really try to pack the soil in good, because since most of the foreign matter and the dirt all washes off the roots of these trees when you get them home. The other thing I did that I don't really have pictures of here is, once I got it home, I took my reciprocating saw and I really flattened the bottom of this tree so that it would be able to sit nicely in a pot. That's a very important step. Sometimes you can use an electric chainsaw, or the reciprocating saw worked really well in this case. But again, think about that bonsai pot. Don't leave any roots on that aren't going to fit into a bonsai pot. Big ones anyhow. Go ahead and make what cuts need to be made, and from there you can go ahead and put it in the pot. And I pack the soil in really well, making sure I fill up all of those air pockets, and then water. And I will tell you, since this is a half whiskey barrel pot, it does not have any holes in the bottom of it currently, and I'll probably leave it like that way for the first month or two until I'm sure, because Bald Cypress obviously like wet feet, but until I'm sure the tree has budded well and is putting on new roots and stuff, then I'll come back and drill some drain holes in there, because I don't really want it to stand in water all the time once it starts growing. But at this point I think it might be safe. You can see this tree is about 12 inches, and there's 12 inches doesn't, there's actually, this tree touches all sides of this container. So the exposed part you see there is 12 inches. The actual tree spread, the root spread, is probably more like 16 or 18 inches. Here's another one. This is a one of the containers that you can buy at the big box stores that you can mix concrete, whatnot, quickcrete in. So a mortar mixing thing, and I think this box is 24 inches from side to side, and I had to work hard on these roots to get them to fit inside of this box. So they're touching all four sides easily. And the part that's exposed is about has about 20 inches of exposure above the soil. Another look. There's the whole thing. So cut off top. This one from the tabletop is 40 inches. I take that back. From the soil level, it's 40 inches tall. I've not decided on this tree. I'm going to let it sprout back, but I left myself enough top. If I wanted to carve a top, I could carve a top. If I want to gin it, if I want to make a big angled cut like many people do on the cypress to create taper, I'll be able to do that as well. Here's the big one. Again, nearly 2 feet wide at the base, and this one was from the top of the soil. It was just shy of 4 feet. I think it was 46 inches. Going to make a really big tree. In just a second, I have a picture from Gary Marshall's old bonsai page of a tree that has a very similar base that he collected in 1990. And let's see, find that picture. Another close-up of the base. And there's that picture. So you can see that hopefully I'll have something very similar to this. This tree is 52 inches tall and 21 inches at the base across. So give me 7 or 8, 10 years, and hopefully I'll have something nice like this. So anyhow, I hope you've enjoyed this little presentation. Collecting bald cypress is a lot of fun. I enjoy just getting out in nature and doing it. And you can see you can come up with some really good material. And basically I spent I don't know, maybe $40 in gas, and I had tools that I used. So all in all, it's not that expensive of an adventure to do this, depending on where you live. But all right, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks.